Hey guys, good evening. I hope you are good. I hope you can hear me properly. Just say hi, hello, a very good evening to all of you so that I can understand that you are able to hear me. Just say hi, hello, so that I'll be able to understand that you are able to hear me. Okay, so we'll be discussing in this session about Indian Economic Service. I'm writing in block letter because I have a very bad handwriting, so beg your pardon for this. Okay, so hi, hello everyone. कैसे हैं आप लोग, कैसी तैयारी चल रही है? How many of you are giving 2023 attempt? Just tell me in the comment section. Yes, quickly. So what we'll be discussing in this session is what to do in 2023 examination. Okay, so we'll be discussing a lot of things where you need to kick in as soon as possible. If I say that this is the strategy for all the students, those who are watching this session for 2023 attempt, or if you are attempting on a later date, it means 2024 to 2025 and so on. And even if you are watching this live session as a recorded later on, this will help you in your strategy. So make sure you take whole the lecture very seriously, and this is how we are going to strategize our strategy. Okay, so right now we can say today that as we are discussing is 26th of February. So we are taking March, April, May, June. In the last week of June you have the examination. Okay, so when you have the examination in June, what does it mean? That you have only June left for, you can say, a revision. Okay, so here a revision is the key. What we will understand in this session is try to see that what are the important things to keep in mind while preparing for 2023 attempt in March, April, May and June. Okay, so in this session I'll be telling you few basics, then few advanced things, and then we'll discuss about answer writing. So majorly this session will be based on writing answers, because you know this is the most important part of the preparation for this year's examination. Whether you are able to complete the syllabus or not, you should start writing answers from the month of March. Okay, so approximately I can say 30 days here, and approximately 25 days in June, or we can take 20 days. Okay, so here almost 110 days you have approximately, and how you are going to utilize these 110 days we'll be discussing in this session. Before we start the session, if you are interested in Ecoholics Indian Economic Service test series, okay, in the test series currently ongoing, so if you want to enroll in the test series, you can contact on the number which is 7880107880. okay, this is a contact number if you want to enroll in the Indian Economic Service test series. Okay, if you are a student of the batch, then you'll be having some exciting discount offers. Still, for other students there are discount ongoing. So to know your eligibility, if you have downloaded the app, there are different discount eligibility. By calling on this number, you'll be getting that. Okay, Okay, so let's start. Before I read few comments, yeah. Could you please tell the brief approach of MA Economics entrance? I think that's a very different session from the entrance exam. Okay, this is a session for those who are preparing for Indian Economic Service exam. Okay. Then the next comment is, it's possible to clear the exam with full-time job in a year. Yes, it is possible, my dear Adarsh Tiwari. It is possible because UPSC conduct this exam every year. It means one single year is enough. If you are able to spare 3 hours daily consistently for next 365 days, you will be able to clear this exam very easily. Okay, so we'll be starting the session. So in the March, I would say that what you can do is you can start writing answers anyhow. If you are able to complete the syllabus or not, still you have to start writing answers. Okay, then in the month of April, it's like answer writing plus reading. Okay, reading means whatever you have read, or reading of missing topics. Okay, reading missing topics, that is important. And in the month of May, you should start giving test and test, that too full test. Okay, so here I'll write full test. That is very important. Generally students are not aware about that the quantity of the test. What they do is they write answers. Okay, they write answers only, and writing answers means one single page. One page answer writing is not the correct technique, because you have to write 3 hours plus 3 hours. It means morning shift and afternoon shift. So 6 hours per day for 3 consecutive days. So if you are writing 1 page answer writing per day, it is not going to help you. What is important here is to understand that writing full test, it means those tests which are having the duration of 3 hours, that will only help, because it's not about the intelligence, it's about your ability to write throughout 3 hours with a random thought process that is coming into your mind, with physical tiredness of your hand, etc. You need to understand that writing 3 hours consistently is very important. In the previous slide, in the March, if you are starting, you can do like 1 hour, 2 hour answer writing, but from April onwards, you should write tests which are having full 3 hours of duration. Okay, in the month of May, I would recommend you write full test. It means not subject specific. General Economics 1, General Economics 2, 3, 4. It means whole syllabus wise test that you have to write. Okay, so this is very important. I hope you are able to understand. Yeah, you can contact on this number, Adarsh number given. You can just click on the WhatsApp. You can directly connect with me. Okay, so writing answers, again I'm saying, it's very important. What we will try to learn in this session is to understand that how you are going to implement it. Implementation is very important. Let's see in answer writing. Okay, answer writing for Indian Economic Service exam, and even if you are writing for economics optional, these techniques will help. In the first part, we will understand few basics. Okay, in this session, what we will understand, few basics, which is very important. Then we will see how to write introduction. Okay, then we'll see what to write in body. Then we'll see what to write in conclusion. Okay, and then at last I'll tell you bonus points. Okay, some or few bonus points to keep in mind in the examination hall. Okay, so this is the gist of this YouTube session. Make sure you subscribe to get updates about these sessions for similar examination which has been conducted by UPSC. So what is important to understand right now is how to start writing answers, because it's already, I said that approximately 100 plus days are left. What is important is that you should cover all the basics of answer writing. People don't know. People are reading, writing, but they don't know what exactly the demand of UPSC, what they want exactly in the answers that you write. So we are going to discuss this. Okay, in the basics, I would say that it is very important to write the answer from an economist perspective. Okay, because if you write an answer from a general perspective, UPSC will not give marks. Okay, this is not UPSC civil services, where in GS paper you can write general answer, not a specialized. So here you need to write an answer from the economist perspective. The second thing is content is important. Okay, what you are writing, content, it means the facts, the figures, the keywords that you are using, the examples that you are writing, that is content. And the context, generally people miss this, and that is why they are not able to clear the exam. So content in the context. Why context? For example, imagine a glass of water. Okay, suppose this is the tumbler, it's filled with water. So water here is content, and this whole mug or the tumbler or the glass is called as context. It means the content in the answer that you are writing, the facts, figures, examples, keywords, etc. And context is the bird's eye view, the overview of that particular answer. Suppose, for example, the question is all about agricultural sector before 1991. But if you write any irrelevant point like post 1991 agricultural point, then you are deviating from the context. So always remember, like in recent times, people criticize the initial government decision in 1947 or after 1947. But they are analyzing those decisions in the context of 21st century, not in the context of 20th century or middle of the 20th century. I hope you are able to understand. If you are able to understand, please do let me know in the comment section. Okay. Then the third point under basic is to understand demand of the question. Okay. Demand of the question is very important, because if suppose UPSC asking something and you are writing something else, they will not give marks. So first, before jumping on to the answer, okay, what is important is to understand the question thoroughly. If you don't understand the question, it means you are going in some wrong direction. And if you take the wrong direction, there is no return back, because you have a word limit as well as limit of the space and obviously the time. Okay. Obviously, these basic points I'll be covering in the test series session in our Indian Economic Service test series program as well as the batch. Okay, so we will understand those things in detail, but right now I'm telling you with an overview. Okay, then very important is keywords. Keywords are vital, because if you don't write keywords, it's like you're talking something which is not very concrete. Okay, if I'm talking about keywords here in this session, I'm talking about answer writing. What are these keywords that I'm writing here? Economist, content and the context, demand of the question. Okay, keywords. These are the keywords of this session. Okay, so what will you analyze if you are not writing keywords? Okay, so it is again very important to write keywords. Okay. Then time is very vital, because you have a limited amount of time. So divide your time into the number of pages that you have to write. Okay, on the basis of that, you will be able to understand how much time you should devote to one particular answer or to write one particular page in the examination. So again, it is very important. Okay, next point is evidence. What does it mean? Evidence means it's simple that suppose you are saying anything in the answer writing. You are praising the government, you are praising the scheme, you are criticizing a particular event, you are criticizing anything. If you do that without providing any evidence, then obviously it will become futile. So without backing of some fact, figures, scheme, anything, any report, do not criticize, do not support any argument. So evidences are very important. Okay. Again, chronology. Chronology is important. Why? Because if UPSC is asking you to suggest something, then your suggestion should come chronologically, or it should be in the chronological order. For example, if you take any example from daily life, if you suppose, for example, find a victim that has been become a victim from a theft or anything, okay, then you will catch up that particular thief. What you will do? Will you shoot directly? The answer is no. What you will do? You will ask, you will take to the jail, to the court, or you follow a certain chronology. Again, in the sense that is very important. If suppose, for example, as an economist you face a drought like situation in any region, what you will do? Will you give compensation directly, or will you analyze the situation? So whatever suggestion that you are giving in answer writing, chronology is very, very vital. Okay, very important. Then the last point in the basics, what I can say is people have doubt whether they have to write the answer into paragraph or in the bullet points. Okay, so paragraph or bullet points, what does it mean? Suppose they are asking you to discuss, to narrate, okay, then you write in paragraph. They are asking some features, merits, demerits, then you can write in bullet points. You can write mix of it as well, few paragraphs, then again bullet points, then paragraph. So again, this is very subjective, depends on this point, demand of the question. There are directives like critically analyze, explain, narrate, illustrate. There are few terms. If you download the Ecoholics app, you will get 17 plus these question directives for free. The link is given in the description. You can download it. That PDF will help you in writing answers, because if UPSC is saying that explain and you are writing about discuss, then you will not get marks. Okay, so these directives of questions are very important. If you want it, the PDF is there on Ecoholics mobile app. If you are not able to find out, just write in the chat box, they will give. Okay, or even on WhatsApp number you can get that PDF. Okay, so that is very important. Next we'll move on to few more points, I would say. If I can say, in answer writing it is very important to write a graph or to make graphs. Graphs are very vital. Why? Because as a student of economics, it is very important to understand graph and make graphs. Graphs will save a lot of space, because the same thing, if you are explaining in terms of words, it will take too much of the space of your answer copy. But if you explain it through graph, it will save a space and you are able to deliver more content within that stipulated space in your paper. Okay, so these are the things that you have to keep in mind while writing answers. Okay, next is intro. Okay, so this is done. Next we are moving to intro. In intro must be indicative. Intro must be indicative. Indicative means you should give an idea that you are able to understand the question. So if you are repeating the same lines written in the question, that is not the introduction. Okay, it should be indicative. It should be solving the crux of the problem. It means, suppose again we take the example of, suppose for example, drought in a particular area. In the drought scenario, what is important is to understand the context of the answer. If you don't understand the context, you will not be able to write a proper introduction. Your introduction should not be more than 12 to 14 words. Okay, and should not include the similar language given in the question, but you can use the keywords mentioned in the question. You can use those keywords. If you write those keywords, your introduction will be good. Okay, so this is very simple. Whether you require an introduction or not, I think writing 2 lines as an introductory thing before examiner reads your answer, I think the introduction will help you in setting the tone how you have written that answer. Okay, someone is asking in the comment section that newspaper, which newspaper is good, and want to read for editorial from economist purpose. I would say that newspaper, there are 2 newspaper. One is Live Mint or another one is Financial Express. These are the 2 finance or economics related newspaper which you can follow. Depending on the preference or the language or the content that you are able to understand, then obviously these 2 newspaper, anyone you can pick. Okay, so this is done introduction. Okay, I'll just clear the slide. Yeah, then we'll come up to body of the answer. Okay, almost all the things I've covered in the basics regarding body, but I'll just tell you that your opinion matters a lot here. So opinion is important. Now it does not mean that you should give your own opinion. Okay, the opinion that you are reading in the newspaper, the opinion that you are reading in the books, that opinion that you are able to read from the current affairs provided by Ecoholics on the Ecoholics mobile app, or it has been taught by the teachers at Ecoholics. So your own opinion does not matter here. What 90% of the population is having the opinion, or the experts having about any opinion regarding the scheme or any issue raised in a question, then you can write that. Okay, so opinion based answer should always written in the paragraph form, where in between you can use few bullet points. Okay, another is fact based. Fact based answer, you can use the combination of both bullet and the paragraph. Okay, and which is the most important thing that I'm telling you is the short sentences. Short sentences are very important. Why? Because if you're writing long sentences, when someone is not good in writing English, they struggle with this. They write long sentence and they try to explain each and everything multiple times, although the point is similar, and that is where you waste your time as well as the space in the answer copy. So writing these short sentences will help you. Even if you are writing in paragraph, consider one line as one important point. Okay, make sense? Any confusion? So body done. Next is conclusion. Conclusion is important. Now conclusion should be simple. It means do not use any keywords, do not use any jargon, do not use any complex language, because here at the end you are able to conclude your thoughts. So it should be very simple. It should be optimistic or having a way forward depending on the question, demand of the question, and it is not a summary. Generally people consider this as a summary, that in conclusion what you have to write is just the summary, that's it. It means whatever we have written in the answer, we will write the same thing in the conclusion. It's not that. Conclusion means at some particular point you must have realized that my answer or my opinion is heading towards a result, a conclusion, a final point where I have to make the decision whether this or that. That is what the meaning of conclusion. Okay, so while writing answer, it is very vital to understand what is to be there in the conclusion and what should not be there. Okay, so after discussing these important points, I would like to discuss with you few more bonus points which no one will tell you. Okay, and I'm telling you because you have come so far in this session. So just for your patience and perseverance, I'm telling you these important secret points. Okay, which is very much from the experience of the examination hall. Okay, when to attempt the question. Now generally people don't know which one to attempt first, a 5 marker, or maybe I can go for 100 words, 200 words, or 300 words. People are not aware about this. What they understand is simply that I have to start the paper from like starting or from back. But you can attempt any question because they will provide you question come answer booklet where question will be printed and gap will be there to write the answer. But I would personally recommend you to actively follow that strategy which will give maximum marks. Okay, so while writing the test series at Ecoholics, what we do is we provide different structure. Okay, we do provide live answer writing sessions. While I'm giving you the question, you will be writing those things. Okay, so what is important to understand here is when to attempt the question. Generally what I recommend to the students, it's personal preference, you can take anything. Okay, start with small words answer. It means 100 words. Start with 100 words because it takes time initially to gain the momentum. Gaining the momentum will take some time. If you write long answer, you will feel that there's some deficit of thoughts. But when the ball is rolling, the momentum will be created while writing 200-300 words answer. Then your flow will come up, and that is how you'll be able to actually clear the paper in a timely manner. Okay, now here next point is very important. It's not about answer, it's not about time, it's about energy. Okay, so we generally say save time. I would say save energy, because if you have time but less energy, the quality of answer, the quality of thoughts, the speed of your writing will come down. So to maintain energy level for I can say 3 hours is very vital. Now how to do it? By maintaining the energy level for 4 hours. Okay, by maintaining the energy level for 4 hours, when you go into examination hall and write for 3 hours, you'll feel that you are very much comfortable even in the last 30 minutes of the examination, because that is where the pressure comes. As the clock ticks, you'll feel the time pressure, and the quality of thoughts that you will get in the examination hall, it will diminish. Okay, the next is rough spaces. Now rough spaces are very important, but I would recommend you to not use those rough spaces apart from the practical questions. Okay, for theoretical question I would recommend not to use rough space. The reason is shortage of time. There's a scarcity in time that has been allotted by UPSC. So when you have the scarcity of time, I think writing in the rough space is again wasting of time. So if you find, suppose for example, you are able to forget any data, then you can write. If you are able to forget few points, suppose you are writing second point in the answer but you are able to recall the 7th point, then in rough space quickly write it the 7th point so that you will not forget when you come up with the 7th point. Small things where you can use rough space. and this is last is art of recall. So art of recalling, I'll tell you in short, because I'll be taking a big session on our Ecoholics mobile app about art of recalling the content. Okay, how to recall in the examination, all that is very important, because you know everything, you have written everything in notes, books, but how to recall everything, because you feel that your efficiency cut to half in the examination hall, and after the examination will get over, you will feel that you could have written much more than you have actually written. So art of recalling is a separate topic that will take up like an hour or 90 minutes, that I'll tell you, but in summary I can tell it's all about familiarity. If I say, what is the name of our prime minister, what's the name of our prime minister, so everyone knows about. Why? Because you are very familiar, you see him on a daily basis on the news channel, on social media, newspaper, television, etc. So familiarity is very vital, and if you are familiar with the topics, so don't go for like too many books, horizontal distribution, vertical distribution of the syllabus, but I would recommend that whatever the topics written in the syllabus, it is very vital to cover those as soon as possible, and try to get familiar with those topics, with those graphs, with those equation, theoretical points, etc., and that is how you will be able to get control and consolidate your preparation. Okay, so I hope you like this session. If you are interested in the test series and the live classes, okay, we provide live classes, we provide test series for Indian Economic Service and all other exams. So if you are interested in these two right now for 2023 exam, you can call on this number 7880107880. People will guide you, there will be academic counselor, and if you want to connect with me, then that's my personal number. Okay, so just drop a WhatsApp on this, I'll be coordinating with you. Okay, so I hope you like it. Give a big thumbs up to this video. If you want more, click the subscribe button so that you'll be getting updates regarding Indian Economic Service exam. Okay, yeah, now I'll see a few comments. Please tell me that I've taken the admission in IGNOU MA, how much time I need to prepare for IES, my basics are very weak, what to read. See others, if your basics are weak, I would recommend you to join our live classes where I'll be taking the newspaper classes, how to read newspaper starting from IGNOU. I hope you have enrolled in IGNOU, so you have like approximately 2 years. So in those 2 years, what you can do, you can start your preparation as soon as possible, because as soon as possible if you start, it will be easy to get the command. Okay, yes, so I hope I am able to answer your query, Adarsh. Okay, so these points that I had discussed with you, we'll be discussing in our test series as well as batches in much more detail. I take 4-hour session on these 4 topics, 4-hour session. Okay, so much more in detail, much more practical, much more interactive. Okay, so for that, if you want to join that session, you can just call on this number. Okay, okay guys, thank you so much, take care, good night.